like always take with me. I like to liken it to like the Avengers. You put on those suits and then you see the finished product afterwards, and it all makes sense.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparation. And his thing.
Well, guys,
he's certainly come a long way, DA. Thanks. So the next starting five. We've got Irving. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Green. Then there's Harris. And it's Harden in at the point. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. Passes it to Covington. Now, here's Nurkic, guarded by Jordan. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. That's a jump ball. And so it's Brooklyn with it.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, he has some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. He was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
To the paint. Here's Irving. To the middle. Jordan kicks to Harden. Jordan inside. Guarded by Powell. And again, it's DeAndre Jordan.
And the shooting percentage Jordan records from here is insane. If you get him the ball in a good spot, he usually finishes.
Lillard with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And the jam by Harden.
Oh, and Harden is so quick to the cup, just exposing the weak defense with his speed.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Lillard looking around. And a wide open look for McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
McCollum against Irving. From 11 feet away. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
A really smart opening quarter for them at the offensive end. Moving, finding good shots. They're 4 for 5 from the field.
Lillard from outside. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And at the midway point, what stands out, Chris, to you about this phase of the regular season?
Well, Kevin, it's always that the standings are pretty much solidified. The favorites, the cellar dwellers, and this is where a front office will take a hard look at their roster and maybe look to make some moves as well.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, I love how Harden pulls once he gets the ball. If you play off him just a little bit, it'll cost you.
Lillard, the pass to Powell. Nurkic in the post. He's against Jordan. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Here's McCollum. Jordan with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Irving dishes to Green. Harden the pass to Harris. Now Jordan. He's guarded by Nurkic. Back to Harden. There's the pass to Irving. Pocket 4. Oh, good on the triple. Trailblazers trail by 5. Outside, Covington kicks it to Powell. 1:31 left here in the first quarter. And Nurkic gets it to go.
A physical player with a large frame. Nurkic was seemingly unbothered to the contact.
Here is Harden. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Here's the dish to Jordan. Back to Harden. Oh, good with the triple. Powell against Harris. Pass to Lillard. There's 57 seconds left here in the opening quarter. McCollum outside, over Irving, and the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 5 points so far.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
It's Harden with the drive, and they pick up 2.
He must have had a good warm-up because he's hot. I mean, he's 3 for 4 already, and we're only getting started.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Here's Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
And here's Harden. He's got 6. Now, here is Irving. From 12 feet out, another one falls for Brooklyn.
You got to know that Irving is an excellent mid-range shooter. But then again, where isn't he a great shooter?
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Nets lead by... And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is still...
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Brown out there with Johnson. Then there's Griffin, and it's Claxton in at the power forward. Shoots. Griffin passes to Claxton. Back to Griffin. And Jones sends it back. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Johnson. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Trailblazers. We played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Johnson inside. There's the feed to Griffin. Pass to Claxton. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Cantor kicks to Jones. McCollum outside. 3-pointer. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
A lethal shooter from downtown. McClellan, he enjoys opportunities to pull the trigger.
Johnson goes in. Good work there as it goes.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Little's checked in. Brooklyn shooting their first foul shot of the night. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. You know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son's a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad that's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Here's Claxton after Enes Kanter's basket. Passes it to Brown. Just 5 to shoot. They grab their own miss.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Pistons. Outside, Jones. Out to Anthony. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Johnson. And Cantor throws it down.
And look at Cantor rise up. Good anticipation for the big man to go for the alley.
Johnson with it. 5 points in the game. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Lillard's checked in for Portland. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Joe Harris comes in for Luwawu Cabarrot. Irving's checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Tyler Johnson. Here's Jones. That shot off. The Nets go the other way with it. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
Yeah, and without all the points they got off the bench, I mean, there's no way they could win that game. I mean, it was the sixth man to the rescue.
Now, here's Cantor. He picked up 15 points in their last one against the Magic in Orlando.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Nets trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
I appreciate the aggression, but that's already his second foul. He's got to play it a little safer now.
The Nets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
So both teams making some changes here. .44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And on the way from Irving for 3. And no good. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. That's going to send Damian Lillard to the free throw line. It's going to be on James Harden. Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Anthony.
What you love about Lillard is his drive. He wants to keep improving. He's a super competitive player.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Harden the pass to Jordan. On the wing, Irving. Back to Jordan. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 6 points for Jordan.
Defense is aggressive on him, but when you're giving up that much height, there's only so much you can do.
Lillard way outside. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
And Harden is the last guy.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Follow
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were always within striking distance. 5 points was their biggest deficit. Looking at the second quarter scoring, they had a slight edge. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Giles. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back threes, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot, and paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line. And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an edge.
It's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 10. Jordan controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Nets lead by 1.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
Here's McCollum. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Nets. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
And here's McCollum following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. They double him with Green. And the pass to Giles. Tries again. Kicks it out to Lillard. 5 to shoot. Pulls from the top of the key. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
It might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. Just need to calm down, play their game.
Yep, that one goes in there. And now a 6-point Nets lead.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. That makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Now, here's Lillard. 7 points in the game. McCollum from deep three-point land. Again, McCollum missing.
Defensive breakdown, and they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time.
That one drops for him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Giles. James Harden picking up that last basket. Back to McCollum. He dishes it to Nurkic, and stolen by Jordan. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Harris against McCollum. Over in the corner, Lillard. Over Harden. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Step back on that one and let it fly. Irving's got the lead up to 12 now for the Nets.
Man, they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
And now it's looking like it's going to be their night. I mean, the lead keeps getting bigger.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
About halfway through the season and a chance here to recap where all the teams in the West sit in the standings. You take a look at the Trailblazers. They're in the middle at 5th in the conference, looking to build on the wins as the season goes on.
And when you look at Portland, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
There's still some very strong teams above them. So, yes, they are contenders, but I wouldn't call them favorites just yet.
And the Nets with possession here after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Here's Harden. It's good. Harden's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. Down by 12. Back to Jones. Giles checked in for Nurkic. 1:02 left in the third quarter. And taken away by Johnson. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And the dunk by Brown.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Now here's Johnson. Tight defense on him. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Brown's got the ball.
A main staple of Griffith's game. You can tell he loves getting up to dunk.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Jones. And that one is off. And Brooklyn will come the other way.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Brown. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And taken away by Johnson. Pass to Luwawu. Here's Claxton. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets sitting with the comfort. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
It's a long game. It's a long.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Trailblazers trail by 14. Setting the floor for the Nets. Irving is out there with Brown. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Harris. And it's Claxton in at center. Now here's Anthony. Cantor kicks to Powell. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simon. Now here's Covington. He's guarded closely. And here again, the Nets in transition. Up the court they go. And Griffin scores. The assist by Brown. Griffin's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Nets. Challenging stretch here for Portland. McCollum finds Lillard. Back to McCollum. They double-team McCollum. Outside Covington. Back to McCollum. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Irving against Lillard. To the inside. The kick out to Irving. Over Lillard. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Claxton's got his first points in this one.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Now, here's Lillard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Now here's Johnson. Got a piece of Covington with the steal. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. That one goes. Count it.
McCollum, he's a threat in transition. He excels at leaking out, and then he knows where to run in the open floor.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Johnson against Lillard. Johnson dishes to Griffin. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. And it's 6 points for Blake Griffin.
Now, if you're going to stop Griffin, it has to be a hard foul. He's too powerful. He embraces contact.
Collin passes to Covington. He kicks it to Lillard. And here's McCollum for 3. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
Now Johnson. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Powell, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Johnson comes in for Luwawu Cabarro. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Tyler Johnson. Here's McCollum. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to. We're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
The determination of Irving. He's a type A personality who just wants to win.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Trailblazers trail by 14. Feeds it to Cantor. Basket counts.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Oh, they must ramp up the effort level, the intensity level. They're making it too easy for him out there.
Now, here is Harden. Outside Griffin. Clock at 6. And finished off by Griffin.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Brooklyn.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with one game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for James Harden.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And on the way from Irving for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. The rebound by Harden. Stolen by Cantor. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Stolen by Harden.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Anthony. Inside. It's tipped. And another turnover here by Portland.
And that's a gift if I've ever seen one. They've got to communicate much better out there.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Releases. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Coming up next. Welcome to 2K Sports Live. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And looking at the Nets, Harris is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then it's Jordan. And it's Johnson in at point. Leonard on the wing. It's good from long range. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Rejected by Harris. They get it back. Outside, George. Shot clock at 6. Goes back up. A rebound by the Nets. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
It was really that second wave in the rotation that took the offense to another level.
Here's Rondo, following the bucket by the Nets. It's George on the wing, guarded by Harden. Pass to Zubac. But he stays with it. Outside Leonard. Outside Rondo. George with no one around. And another three for the Clippers.
One of George's main strengths, able to stretch the floor with his outside shooting. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Rondo. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Here's Jordan. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Leonard. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And George with the stuff.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Stolen by Zubac. Green against George.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. The pass to George. 6 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. The offensive rebound outside Leonard. Left side Rondo. Pass to Patterson. Outside George. That doesn't go either for George.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
Back to Johnson, and stolen by Patterson. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Rondo against Johnson. Rondo drives in, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The speed of Rondo is not easy to keep up with. When he's driving to the rack, he is looking to get the defense up in the air.
And he knocks down the first one. And Rondo drops them both. Nets trail by 8. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. 12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Claxton. Now here's Brown. Irving for 3. And that one released in time, but no good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Clippers lead. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batum's out there with Morris. Then it's Luke Kennard. And there's Jackson, and it's Man in at the 2 spot. Here's Irving. He can't get that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, and that one, their rebounding was the difference. Big disparity between the two teams.
And you know this, what you do on the backboard may not completely win or lose a game, but it can tip the scale in one team's favor.
And he makes the first.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Here's Claxton. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. And it's Brown on the follow.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Jackson passes to Morris, and Morris throws it down.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
And that one's good, Irving.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Jackson. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. The feed to Morris. Back to Jackson. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
When he gets ahead of steam, Blake is pretty good. He is super aggressive on those type of plays.
Now here's Jackson. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Outside for Batum. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Nets trail by 6. Irving finds Brown. Outside, Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
If you allow Blake Griffin to get that close, the result, a dunk.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Jackson. Here's Morris. Pass to Kennard. Jackson up top. A second chance effort. And good that time. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Nice play. Usually Reggie prefers to initiate, but this time gets it done off the catch.
And there's the pass to Brown. Here's Luwawu. That 3 off the mark. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. To the middle. Kennard kicks to Batum. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Pass to Kennard. Out to Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson passes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Passes to Luwawu. Back to Irving. 1:27 left in the first half. Brown the pass to Luwawu. Outside Irving. Here's Claxton. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down now to just 6. And the basket from Kyrie Irving. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They've led by as much as 10. Pass to Kennard. Morris outside. Shoots the 3. Hits it from 3-point range. Morris has got 7 points for the quarter.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Batum against Irving. Luwawu, the pass to Irving. That one a little long.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
29 seconds left here in the second. Kennard kicks to Morris. Shoots over Brown. Morris, no good. Nets trail by 9. Here's Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Irving's got 6.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Clippers have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
Leonard the pass to Morris. And stolen by Jordan. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. He lets the... And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Nice game. Great performance by Marcus Morris.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Green, Harden out there with Tyler Johnson. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at the center, locking down the middle.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Zubac trying to break loose. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Harris kicks to Jordan. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mention.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
Los Angeles leading by 5 on the wing, Jordan. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got 7 points. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Johnson dishes to Jordan. And Harris wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
It's the Nets now. The Clippers getting the bucket. Harden surveying the D. Over in the corner, Green. A putback, and there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got 4 this quarter.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Now Rondo. He has 5. Leonard on the wing. Back to Rondo. The pass to Zubac. Lock at 6. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. It's deflected. Working with it. George picks him up. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Lets it go with the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside, George. Rondo finds George. At the tip, and it's put back up and in by Rondo. He has 7.
Rondo is a clever player, recognizing how to track down second chance opportunities.
It's Jordan on the wing. Pass to Harden. In the corner, it's Harris. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin comes in for Green, and Irving subbed in for Johnson. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac, and it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Leonard on the wing. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game.
The evolution of Leonard's game, making things happen with the dribble drive.
Harden outside. Passes it to Harris. And it's Jordan to top the key. Irving against Jackson. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down now to just 9 on the basket from James Harden.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
Now here's Jackson in the corner. George with it. Jackson finds George. Traps in the tray. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And there's Paul George on the assist by Jackson. George has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. From the wing, another one falls for Brooklyn.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Leonard against Harris. And here's Leonard. On the wing, Batum. Again, Los Angeles.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we'll be right back after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Morris in at the 3 spot.
No one hits a pull-up like the Beard. I mean, he's perfected the quick stop and pop. And that thing is a deadly shot.
In the corner, George with it. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Harden outside. Back to Irving. From the arc. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Harden.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Irving passes to Harden. In the corner, Irving with it. Leonard with the steal. George against Irving. George, no good. For Brooklyn, they've got all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the Beard flush it down there with some power.
On the wing, Morris. To the paint, here's Leonard. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside, Batum. The tray. And it's Leonard missing. And it's Harden with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. It's a 10-point game. Irving for 3. Stolen by George. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And Jackson throws it down hard.
A terrific ball thief. PG-13 knows it's a priority to create turnovers that spark the running game.
Nobody near Irving. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers leading by 12. George passes to Leonard. Now, here's George. He's covered closely. Back to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. No good there. Some solid defense from Harris. For Brooklyn, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the 4th quarter so far.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Outside Leonard, beyond the arc. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
For three, Harris drills it from outside. Harris has got it back down to single digits for the Nets.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please. That's terrible.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Harden against George. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 8 now on the night. It's deflected. Leonard with the ball. In the corner, George with it. Takes a three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 14 points here in the second half.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Clippers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
Well, at least they're going to salvage a game from the season series after losing the first two.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for George.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
Irving for three, and the three ball is good.
And this is what makes Kyrie so dangerous. He is so proficient from distance.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. .15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Buries the long-range jumper.
And defensively, you got to respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
And that's an intentional foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
To the right side.
That's foul. That's his first personal foul.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
Patrick Patterson with his great shooting stroke, always looking comfortable at the free throw line.
6 seconds left in the fourth. So the Clippers with the win. They came. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do. And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. Well, the weekend obviously isn't payday.
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Giles is out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. George, no good. And here are the Blazers. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
Left block shot on the way. Back to Leonard. Here's Patterson. Cans it from downtown. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason? Or, in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change. And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. But whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Here's Rondo. After the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Puts it up from 12. Zubac kicks to Patterson. And Leonard has it in the corner. Just 4 to shoot. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. And here's Portland. Here's Lillard. Good.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
Leonard on the wing. Back to Rondo. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Powell with the steal. Now Lillard. He's as potent an offensive player as you're going to find in this league. He averages almost 30 points a game. Pass to Powell. Here is Lillard. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubac. LA has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Patterson. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Zubac kicks to George. Five to shoot. Here's Zubac. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
Boy, Carmelo Anthony is capable, when he wants to, of spotting that open man. Pretty pass.
And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Lobs it up for Cantor. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Passes it to Mann. Morris dishes to Batum. That's tipped. And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. They trail by 1. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
And they're pushing it up. Throws it up high. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Kennard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
McCollum passes to Simons. Back to McCollum. Lets the 3 fly. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
I thought what really stood out was how dominant they were on the offensive end. That was about as flawless as you could hope for.
And so it's Los Angeles. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes.
This game, it's
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
To the wing on the left. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
And looking now at the numbers for Lillard. He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break. Second in scoring, third in free throw shooting. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, second best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate. Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. And Portland with a change here too. Jones checked in for Powell.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Lillard finds McCollum, and Giles now top of the key. There's the pass to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. That shot no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They host the 76ers after this game. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. No good on the three. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's Giles missing. Clippers leading by 6. Pass to Patterson. And stolen by Lillard. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Marcus Morris. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's George in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons is checked in. That's a 2 from Lillard. They get the rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Here's Leonard. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Nurkic.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
A 3 from Leonard. Hits the three-point bomb. Leonard's got 5 now.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by George. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Clippers moving the ball around. And Leonard gets it to go.
Leonard doesn't give the defense time to react. His catch and shoot game is on point.
Pass to Simons. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Giles. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And it's Lillard missing.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Pass to Zubac. Leonard kicks to Zubac. Back to Leonard. Again, Leonard missing. Trailblazers trail by 8. Simons, the pass to Nurkic. Here's Simons. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando. Three-pointer, Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And it's Leonard again missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Simons, the pass to Giles. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Jones. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
You know, he really just tried to do a little too much there. He shouldn't be afraid to kick that one back out.
Now the pass to Patterson. In the corner, George with it. And Jones sends it back. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Simons, the pass to Nurkic. trying to end the drought. And so it's Los Angeles holding on to an 8-point lead. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. And for the Clippers, the wing tandem of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George inviting his...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Cantor in at the 5. Home in the paint. Outside Leonard. Right side Rondo. Over to the wing. 5 on the clock. Zubac. It's tipped.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Down low, stolen by Cantor. Jones finds Cantor. Greg, is a broadcaster, who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Clock at 6. Here's Lillard. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Lillard's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And, boy, he can strike at any time.
Rondo dishes to George. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 7. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. LA has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Patterson finds Rondo. Back to Patterson, taken away by Anthony. By himself, and Lillard throws it down.
Oh, nice defense there by Anthony, creating the transition opportunity. Terrific heads-up play.
Lillard against Rondo. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Stolen by George. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Uses the glass to finish the lane. George has got 7.
You allowed Paul George loose in fast break situations. He's an absolute force in the open floor.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
Yeah, I think Coach calls his timeout right now because he's not happy with the distribution of shots. Difficult shots, contested shots. You've got to get a better offensive rhythm.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. There's 1:26 left in the third quarter. Now here's Little. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. 4 on the clock. Portland needs to get off a shot. but they'll get another chance. Cantor kicks to Little. His three-pointers off the mark. Clippers leading by 7. Back to Kennard. Inside, stolen by Cantor. And it's Anthony at the elbow. Drops in the layup for 2.
They're just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
That's tipped. We've got 33 seconds left in the third. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Lobs it up for Cantor, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it.
The D feels like it's everywhere, and that pass should not have been made.
And Batum kicks to Morris. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Jackson finds Kennard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one falls. Kennard's got 7 points in the game.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Jackson, that's a 2-pointer, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers lead by 5. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. They've got Batum. He's out there with Marcus Morris. Jackson is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the 2 guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Anthony. Makes it off the glass.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Batum passes to Jackson. Batum wide open. He fires. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Anthony against Batum. Anthony, the pass to Powell. 3-pointer, Lillard sinks the triple.
And part of what makes Dame special, he can pour it in working off the ball. Rare to see a point guard who finds points without the rock in their hands.
Knocked away. Giles kicks to Nurkic. Lobs it up for Anthony. And now the Clippers on the break. Batum leading the charge. Pull up Jay, and the jumper is good. And the Clippers lead by 4.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
Nurkic finds Lillard. Pass to Giles. Powell with it. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Nurkic from about 19 feet. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots, so when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it. The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Powell with it. Lillard outside. Back to Powell. Launches it. The Trailblazers rebound. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. To the paint. Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And the swag Nurkic plays with, it's infectious. He doesn't back down from taking a big shot.
So for the Trailblazers, Collin comes in for Anthony. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Los Angeles has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Here's Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, Kawhi has become one of the smartest offensive players in the game. Understanding use of the shot fake and what it can give you.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, consistency is so critical, especially in clutch moments. This guy has got that gene.
Powell, the pass to Nurkic. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play.
Shooting one.
That's on Patrick Patterson.
And uses balance along with fluidity to finish at the rim. Nurkic is a unique big.
That one drops. He ties it up. Here's George. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Giles kicks to Nurkic. And here's McCollum for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
If I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school, major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
First free throw is good, and that gives them the lead. Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. So he gets them both, and it's a 2-point ball game.
You know, he doesn't let that opportunity slip by. Buries some big shots at the line.
Passes it to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Stolen by Zubac. Rondo passes to Zubac. In the corner, George with it. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. From deep 3-point range. Rebound by the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. He lobs it up. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
To the inside. Powell with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. He doesn't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. The pass to Zubac. Nobody near Leonard. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Rondo passes to George. Zubac kicks to Patterson. A 3 from Leonard. And the rebound by Nurkic. Lillard outside. Nailed from three-point land.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
Candace Parker is back for her third and final installment of her series on social justice and equality.
Last week, she brought us the story of legend Lisa Leslie, and this week she wraps up the series with how Lisa has impacted her life. Check it out.
I was a young rookie, and I was about to play with one of the greatest players in the WNBA history, in Lisa Leslie. And for me, I really just tried to learn.
There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Hi, everyone. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. And looking at the Nets, Green is out there with Harris. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harden in at the 1 spot. Now Powell. Jeff Green missing from long range. Good work defensively by Harden. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the fast break chance. Irving can't hit. Now, here's Lillard. He's as potent an offensive player as you're going to find in this league. He averages almost 30 points a game. Covington passes to Lillard. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Harden with it. Now defended by McCollum. And Harden with the stop.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by McCollum. Well, as we enter the back half of the season, some players are worn down. But, Greg, are there certain players who really dial in at this point, who find traction with their game?
No doubt about it, Kevin, especially for the veterans who understand it's a marathon and not a sprint. You really are trying to build up towards this portion and take your game and your mindset to another level. So this is a time for those guys when they just start to hit their stride. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Jordan can't get it to go.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
McCollum dishes to Powell. Three-pointer, Lillard. That one doesn't drop. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
And, you know, the guys on the bench have great confidence in themselves. And when their name was called, they were ready to compete and contribute.
Here's Nurkic following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. The drive by Nurkic. And he makes good on the layup.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Here's Jordan. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Powell. Fires the 3. Harden grabs the miss. Brooklyn leading by 3, and so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Green.
Boy, at the rim, Jordan still, after all this time in the league, has the athleticism to get up and throw it down.
McCollum, no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Harden the pass to Jordan. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got 5 now.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Irving following the missed shot by Nurkic. That bucket in no time at all. He's got 7.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Lillard. And the layup's good off the glass.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
.27 seconds left to play here in the first. Harden the pass to Claxton. In the corner, it's Harris. Jordan trying to free himself up. Harris, no good. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Cantor inside, kicks it out to McCollum. And so it's Brooklyn, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, we've got Anthony. Also, Enes Kanter out there. Derek Jones is out there with Little. And it's Simons in at the guard position. Count the basket. Simons has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Portland.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Johnson left side. Sinks that one from the post. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
And there's the pass to Jones. Kanter, high post. Pass to Little. Now here's Jones. 5 to shoot. Shoots from 12. And that one goes long.
Now, the defense was far from awful. However, he still got to make these shots, in my opinion.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And this is what happens when you let Griffin establish position. He will make you pay.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
And there's the feed to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
And Kanter throws it down.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
Now here's Johnson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Johnson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Little, and it's blocked by Brown. They recover it. Jones looking for an opening. Pass to Simons. Lobs it up for Kanter. Stolen. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Brown. Here's Claxton. He's still scoreless so far in the... Oh, my goodness! What a play!
And one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
Kanter. Little passes to Kanter. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like it.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis or LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But two other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Here's Johnson after Enes Kanter's basket. Over in the corner, Brown. Pass to Claxton. Left side, Griffin to the middle. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. 35 seconds left in the first half of the game. It's Anthony with the drive. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
You've got to plug up these lanes to the basket, especially when Griffin is slashing with force.
Here's Simons. He had 15 points last outing. The pass to Little. On the wing, Jones. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Cannon. Here's Anthony. Kanter trying to free himself up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 11. And over to Shaq. And
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
DeAndre Jordan is out there with Green. Then there's Harris. Then it's Harden, and it's Irving in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here's Powell. No points in the game yet for him.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Here is Harden. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. On defense, Portland. They trail by 9 points. Irving misses.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Nurkic dishes to Lillard. Harden against McCollum. Back to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Giles. And a wide open look for McCollum. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
On the wing, Irving. And a miss there on the triple. Trailblazers trail by 7. Powell, no one around him. And it's off from 3-point range. 90 seconds now into the second half. Harden gets the bucket.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
So it's Brooklyn now. The Blazers getting the bucket.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Giles. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the length of Green is a real issue for the D. His arms just go forever, which often results in a lot of shooting fouls for him.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Giles. He hits both from the stripe. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. 9-point game. Anthony taking his time here. McCollum outside. It's up a three. The rebound by Jeff Green. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Irving attacking the Nets. Working the ball around now. With the putback. And there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got the lead up to 11 now for Brooklyn.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now, here's Nurkic. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Irving. 7 points in the game. Back to Harden. Here's the three. And Irving with the basket on the assist from Harden. Irving's got 10.
One triple for him in the first half. Now he's hit another.
Pass to McCollum. Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Lillard. That one doesn't go. Great D that time from Green. In the corner, Irving with it. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
You know, his job is really to carry the load offensively, and that's exactly what Irving is doing tonight.
And Lillard kicks the foul. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
To the paint. Will it go? And finished off by Nurkic.
And you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Irving misses.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And Brooklyn has possession. Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defender.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden against Anthony. Now here's Harden. Defense is right there. No good. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. McCollum with the ball. Powell finds McCollum. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Right back after this break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Little, and it's Simons in at the one. Brown outside. Here's Claxton, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. Well, the passion in New York is a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it. It's just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. And the Nets making a change here. Claxton's checked in. Johnson against Lillard. Johnson right side. Shoots it up. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Johnson with it. Pass to Luwawu. Top of the key, Griffin. 5 on the clock. Inside. Here's Claxton. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Claxton's got 4 points this quarter. Trailblazers trail by 14. Here's McCollum. And it's blocked by Brown. And he's able to get it back. From downtown. McCollum, no good.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Greg, after we saw top prospects like LaMelo Ball and R.J. Hampton playing a year in Australia, the NBA G League sweetened the deal to attract those blue chippers to this G League, which I think is a very interesting topic and a very interesting way to go.
It is. You know, I think the salaries now can exceed $500,000, not to mention the endorsement deals, and they're on a single team that's built around their needs. Certainly an enticing option for those who want to skip the college route.
Does this affect colleges, in your opinion, in their recruiting?
Not at all. You're going to love your school no matter who plays for them, especially if you're winning.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Robert Covington. 2 minutes. Johnson, the pass to Griffin. Back to Johnson. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And now Portland on the break. Here's Jones. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Brooklyn making some changes. Joe Harris is checked in for the run. Kyrie Irving comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's James Harden in for Johnson. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Little comes in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Harden finds Harris. From past the arc. And again, it's the Nets missing. Trailblazers trail by 12. The drive by Kanter.
And I really like the physicality that Kanter plays with. Getting fouled is the least of his concern.
In a moment here, take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
And Kanter drops them both.
And, you know, Kanter can dominate on the court, but his real passion may be pro wrestling. He even held a pro title belt for a little while. He's a big, strong fella. I know I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him.
Harden kicks to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Griffin. Here's Claxton. Out to Harris. Second shot opportunity. Lets it go from deep. Good on the three-point shot. And the Nets lead by 13.
And
and there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Nets.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And they really took control of the first two games in this season series by keeping the pressure on. The win here tonight will move them to 2-0 with just one left here to go against Portland.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jordan.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in. He was so involved in so many plays tonight, a force on both ends.
And Portland with the ball. They trail by 11. And McCollum puts up a deep three. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
I don't think the range surprises anyone anymore. CJ can shoot the lights out from any position.
Now Irving. So it's the Nets picking up the win. Even. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining.
Lisa's actions
we've got
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounds.
So the Nets starting 5. Harris is out there with Griffin. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harden in at the 2. And for Los Angeles, they've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patterson in at the 4 spot. Now, here is Irving. Incredible numbers looking at his scoring averages. He's currently scoring more than 28 points a game. Here's Irving. Griffin passes to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The putback. The shot that time not on target. And the Clippers will come the other way. Patterson can't get it to go. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Nets. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Rondo scanning the floor. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Harris with the ball, and the shot is good.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Now here's Rondo. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points. On its way from Irving for 2. Keeps it alive, and Griffin stays with it.
Yeah, and that kind of activity helps Griffin to do so much more in this game. He's been tireless.
Outside for Rondo. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Clock at 6. George with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, you got to have just great ball control when you're making a move like that, and Paul George definitely has the handles.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Clippers, Batum comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Luau. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Here's George. The shot goes down, and he gets this game back to even.
I always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George. He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
And yes, it's good.
You have to respect the quickness of Tyler Johnson. Remarkable at leaking out there and getting free in transition.
Batum dishes to Morris. Jackson kicks to Morris. Batum passes to Morris. From the corner, and he knocks down the jumper.
And dangerous in that catch-and-shoot game. In fact, anytime Morris can square up, he's a lot more consistent.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Johnson with it. His last outing, he had 8 points. Passes it to Brown. Here's Claxton. Johnson outside. Green kicks to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Brown. He can't get that one to fall. And the Clippers will come the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
And the pass to Batum. Outside Jackson. A miss that time would have put him up. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And we'll get things started. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated all.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
You know, I like the confidence that they've shown here early on.
Yeah, I think they've controlled the momentum, and that is showing up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. We've got Brown. Green is out there with Luwawu. Then it's Harden, and it's Claxton, and it's center. Here's Mann. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds, guys. Can't forget about the fundamentals.
In transition, here come the Nets. Claxton the pass to Harden, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Harden's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nets.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Batum dishes to Jackson. From outside, off the mark. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Harden with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And it's good for 2.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Kennard, the bounce pass. And the wide open shot from Morris. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Morris has got 5 points so far. Brown the pass to Luwawu. Here's Harden on the wing. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Clippers trail by 3. Batum wide open. He fires. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night. Claxton the pass to Green. On the wing, Harden fires for 3. Batum grabs the miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And here's Jackson. He just worked San Antonio in that last game. For the 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Harden the pass to Claxton. They kick it out to Green. Claxton tips it back in. Claxton's got 4 points in the quarter.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Jackson passes to Batum. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Clippers shooting their first free throw tonight. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against Detroit, and Griffin slams it in.
Yeah, check out the hops on Blake Griffin. Just one of those lethal alley-oop threats in the NBA.
Rondo dishes to Morris. 1:16 left in the first half. Here's Leonard. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Now let's take a look at Paul George, some stats on him. Really been a key contributor over the past month. Averaging about 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
He keeps playing like this, and you know in arenas, especially at home, when the star player is playing this well, those MVP chants come raining down.
Up again. They get it again. Jordan the pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
And just all alone down there. Credit goes to DeAndre for finding him. That's a nice pass.
Here's Rondo. No good that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, and we saw them really play a determined game when it came to chasing down rebounds, getting those good second chance looks. Really loved their aggressive.
I like how Paul George right now is reading the defense like a Sunday paper, has a good feel as to when to fire from distance.
Irving looking for an opening. To the inside. Jordan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The first one falls.
Well, there is continuous energy in DeAndre Jordan's play, really hustling on both ends and influencing those plays with that activity.
Outside Leonard. Fires from deep. And that'll do it for the first half of
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They were never able to get the lead above 4. And
after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Paul George really making a difference here.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Now, here is Irving. 7 points in the game. Outside for Griffin. Jordan dishes to Irving. 6 to shoot. Harden outside. And the Nets, another 3.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Now, here is George. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Patterson. Up and in on the layup. Patterson's got his first points of the game.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Here is Harden. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. The Nets working the ball around now. Griffin finds Irving. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Irving's got the lead up to 10 now for the Nets. It's George on the wing. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Leonard, no luck. Nets leading by 10. Griffin passes to Jordan. Harris outside. Let's keep it alive. Jordan kicks to Irving. The three. Jordan dishes to Irving. Tries yet again. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Back to Irving. Batum with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam.
Wow. Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Now, here's Brown. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Irving against Jackson. 1:30 left in the third. Rebound, Brooklyn. Claxton's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Brown finds Harris. Drills the three-pointer. Harris has got himself on the board with three there.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
1:03 left to play in the third. Now Rondo. Shot clock at 5. Brooklyn with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Irving passes to Green. Back to Irving. This one for 3. Nets with the new shot clock. Here's Claxton, and the shot goes in. Claxton's got 6.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Yeah, those are tough. You get back into the game by working harder than the other team, not the other way around. They're just going to extend this lead.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Morris, no good. And they're on the break. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Rondo. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Brooklyn. 13-point. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks, because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great, great human being.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Brown out there with Irving. And it's Green, and it's Luwawu in at the 3 spot.
Well, Paul George is tall. He's got that length, but he also has a high release point, so that helps him get a few more shots off without the contests bothering him.
Here's Luwawu. Paul George making his last shot. Irving kicks to Green. And it's off from 3-point range. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 13-point game. Zubac finds Jackson. Down low, it's stolen by Green. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Such a wide open look.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Up their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
And the Clippers call time here.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
A different look for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Morris. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Jackson. And the Nets also making a change. Johnson, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving. Zubac. The rebound by the Nets. Claxton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Green up on top. Here's Luwawu. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. Clippers trail by 16. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Now here's Johnson. Pass to Luwawu. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. 4 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Green. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. And the Nets lead by 16. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists now in this one. Nets have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. Jeff Green on the wing. Let's go. Not going to go that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Leonard attacking outside for George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Paul George more and more comfortable at creating some offense for himself using the bounce.
Johnson outside. To the inside. And Rondo sends it back. Leonard the bounce pass. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. 1:39 left in the game. Jacks up a 3. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Nets leading by 12. Outside Irving. To the paint. Here's Griffin. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game. Clippers have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Here's Rondo. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nets.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Kyrie Irving.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates and the wrecking ball on both ends.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Outside, George. From deep. And no good that time. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap. game.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Patrick Patterson. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5. And for the Trailblazers, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Norman Powell is out there with Giles. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the 1. Now here's Patterson. Here's Rondo. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. Greg, tonight's game, like so many, could come down to the three-point shooting. There are debates as to whether that style alone can win you a championship. What do you think?
You know, there will never be a substitute for balance, but I just think with the evolution of the skill that we see in our game, the coaches and players being so smart, you do want to keep the opponents guessing, but let's face it, the three-point shot is here to stay. It's really simple math. 3 is more than 2.
Oh, that was an impressive throwdown. An emphatic LU jam.
I like to see this little patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a win against Orlando. Now Powell, coming off a stellar performance against Orlando. There's the pass to Lillard. A 3-ball. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
But Lillard is always going to be aggressive on offense as he looks to catch the defense off guard.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
The feed to Nurkic. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Lillard. Launches a 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
And that's what led them to a blowout win. Offensively, they were solid, but their defense was what really carried them.
Trailblazers moving the ball around. From deep three-point range, Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Pass to Zubac. Inside, here's Leonard, and he lays it straight in.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Powell. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Giles, the pass to Nurkic. Pass to Leonard. He dishes it to Patterson. Outside for Rondo. Here's George. Wants to get it to Zubac. And does. Shoots over Nurkic. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Yusuf Nurkic. Averaging 9 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Jones comes in for Harry Giles. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Norman Powell. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson against Lillard. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Superb form. Lillard has the mid-range shot on lockdown.
Here's Kennard. Buries it down low.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Portland leading. McCollum with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Right side Jones. And a miss there on the triple.
Even for a player who's not a three-point specialist, I mean, that's a shot you got to knock down.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Lets it go from the wing. Oturu, and that one is stuffed right through.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Lillard surveying the D to the middle. Jones in the post. Kennard covering. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Little in for Damian Lillard. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. McCollum kicks to Anthony. Down low. Here's Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
You're dealing with a lot when you're guarding Cantor. Big frame, good moves, good feet, good finisher, and doesn't mind the physical battles.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Here's Jackson. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Spurs in San Antonio. Kennard, the bounce pass. Takes the 3.
Going for his defensive chops. Covington's length and timing is what allows him to bother shooters.
It's all tied in Portland. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Kennard is out there with Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's man in at the shooting guard position. Cantor kicks to Anthony. Cantor, the pass to Carmelo. Back to Cantor. Another shot. Oturu with the rebound.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
Kennard for 3. That one, no good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
It's behind the D on the break and the passes. I mean, it's there waiting for them.
Morris passes to man. Count that bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
For the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Cantor. Giles comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Passes to Simons. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Damian Lillard's checked in for Derek Jones. Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Simons, the pass to Powell. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Staying with your game plan is so important, especially when you are away from your home arena.
You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the...
Wow, hammering it in!
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Nurkic, the pass to Giles. Kicks it out to Lillard. Portland moving the ball around. Leonard with the steal. In the corner, George with it. And stolen by Lillard. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself.
Encouraging to see Lillard focus on improving his defense, showing solid instincts to come up with that steal.
The pass to Zubac. High, arcing shot. Pass to Patterson. Zubac with it. The three from George. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Lillard finds McCollum. Floats it up there for Nurkic. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. George with the ball. Rondo's shot is off. The Trailblazers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling.
With his ability to accelerate, defenders have to be careful against Lillard. It's either give him the 3.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Giles. Robert Covington's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Little in for McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. Lobs it up for Kanter. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And look at Kanter rise up. Good anticipation for the big man to go for the alley.
It's George on the wing. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Pass to Lillard. $40 left in the second quarter. They get it back. The 3. Kanter kicks to Little. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. They get a hand on it, so it's the Clippers now. Clippers trail by 3. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Kennard's shot is off.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
This is one area where Leonard wants to develop. He knows his team needs his playmaking.
Morris kicks to Jackson. Here's Oturu. From deep, George. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And a huge 3 there to chop the lead down as we go into.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, good to see. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They didn't get more than a 1-possession lead in the period. And that does it for our halftime show.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Little. Then there's McCollum. And it's Covington in at the 3. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Lobs it up for Kanter. Stolen by George. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. A nice shot by George.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
To the inside. Cantor inside, working on Zubac. Outside, Covington. Leonard with the steal. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Leonard's got 10 points in the game.
And perhaps the best defender in the NBA. Leonard's huge hands and quick instincts help him grab a ton of steals. And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
And Cantor throws it down.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Rondo passes to Zubac. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. You take a look at the Clippers. Right now, they've compiled the third best record in the conference. And, of course, Portland, 2 spots down.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the year's gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
There's still some very strong teams above them. So, yes, they are contenders. But I wouldn't call them favorites just yet.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Outside, George. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Passes it to Little. Back to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Cantor. And the rejection by Zubac. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Leonard kicks to George. No good with the triple. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Lobs it up for Cantor. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Jumps up. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Takes it out to Covington. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Hands the shot with nobody near him. Anthony's got 6. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
And the dunk by Zubac.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
McCollum against Rondo. It's a hand on it.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Anthony against Patterson. Back to George. 43 seconds left to play here in the third.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Covington dishes to Anthony. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, just superb focus there for Melo. Overpowering the D and still finishes.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Norman Powell comes in for Robert Covington. Damian Lillard's checked in for Little. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. Morris with the bucket.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris. Catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Lillard the pass to Simons. Lillard outside. The offensive rebound. And here is Powell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Nurkic, and it's in there. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
The closer Nurkic is to the basket, the more dangerous he is. A solid interior scorer.
And the wide open shot from Morris. It's been all about Enes Kanter for the Portland Trailblazers. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. We'll return shortly. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Oturu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Yeah, just trying to keep the momentum now, and that's easier said than done.
Powell pulls it in. Portland leading. Here's Nurkic. And there's the pass to Simons. Lillard fires away from way outside. The three-pointer no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Simons surveying the D. Off target from outside.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but it hasn't been successful.
Lillard from deep three-point land, from beyond the arc, and then some.
He logs his first 3 of the second half after nailing 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
Now here's Jackson. He's tightly guarded. Man passes to Leonard. Nurkic with the block.
The defensive anchor. I mean, you got to admire how Nurkic uses his wingspan to turn shots back.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Pass to Powell. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Robert Covington comes in for Harry Giles. And McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons. McCollum no good. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Oturu. Outside for Jackson. Offline with his 3. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Nurkic finds Covington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. On offense, here are the Clippers. They've played a great 4th quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Man passes to Oturu. Up top, Leonard. Defend. Oh, look at him!
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
McCollum no good. The Clippers in the lead. Jackson with it. Now defended by McCollum. And it's Leonard missing. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Nurkic. Rebound by the Clippers. Oturu's got 7 rebounds in the game.
These shots are important for Morris to make, demonstrating why he is seen as a leader of this squad.
Trailblazers shooting well, 50% from the floor. 4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Lillard outside. Pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Portland again missing. Clippers leading by 4. Nobody near Leonard. Oturu, the pass to Jackson. 2 points. That one goes.
Oh, man, love. Jackson stays in these pressure-filled moments, showing true leadership by burying the bucket.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Little in for Lillard. Covington kicks to Cantor. Knocked away. And here we go. Rondo heading to the hoop, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
A shot by Anthony, no good.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Back to Rondo. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Rondo's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
Zubac kicks to Rondo. A 3 from Leonard. Can't hit that one. So the Clippers winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our
What is new in my team?
Well, like always, this 6-week season has a